bit self-absorbed. Oh goodness, yes! In fact, I'm working on a song and I need to do some research for it. And it would be good to see my friends again. Sure! I'm looking for a book about pirates, or even just sailing in general. It's for background information. They might have one at the college. Bard's College, here we come! Good to be here again. It brings back memories. We should spend some time here and look around. All right, then. My friends, they're still here. I've really missed them. You should come with me and meet them. Vala, Tyrion, how wonderful to see you both again. Andy, it's been far too long. We'd heard you were back in Skyrim and hoped you'd come visit.
Truly, to be honest, it's been rather boring without you here.
Yes, I have so much to tell you. I've been adventuring with my friend here. I've been having the best time since leaving the Bard's College.
The three of us should catch up, play a little music, maybe write a song or two.
Tyrion, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yes?
Good day.
Greetings, fellow Bard. Hello? Well, let me think. I thought I saw one lying around. I should have stayed much longer. If only I'd had the time. I think that may be it. On that short bookshelf. The day the docks turned red. Terrible tragedy that must have been. The Three Roads refers to our three races. There's so much lore here, thanks to historians. Oh, that sounds perfect! Oh no, this isn't what I'd hoped. It's not a whimsical tale or a story about a heroic deed. This is terrible. It's a massacre. Still, it is said, woe to the Nords, they must be mad, for all their war songs merry, and their love songs sad. I could still make use of this. I want to talk to Vala and Tyrion. I think together we can come up with something. I'd like to stay here today, spend some time with my friends, and bounce some ideas about this song. I'll rejoin you tomorrow, okay? How are you today?
It's your time to do it.
What can I do for you?
What can I do for you?
Good day. Yes, I do. But first my band and I would like to play our song for you.
None of the others can hold a candle to her.
Try not to play favorites, Lady Atea. It does a disservice to the whole class.
Yes, Headmaster.
Your solo performance is about a week away. I expect to hear your early rendition tomorrow.
shipping ship came sailing in, came to take supplies and food. Sea and spray and salt and wind on the docks of solitude. Skull and crossbones in the sky, Captain swaggered from below. A demon light was in her eye, her Dunmer skin had ocean's glow. She drew a cutlass from her hip, screamed revenge on family feud. Her crew came swarming from the ship on the docks of solitude. Second scene in summertide, the day the sea was turned to red. Death was dealt by pirates' pride, races all among the dead. Sorrow, fear, and anger waged, few survivors hatred brewed. The cruelest deed yet of the age, on the docks of solitude. How are you today? What did you think of the song? Oh, how nice of you to say so, and thank you for finding that book. It wasn't what I had expected, but it worked out quite well. What do you say we get off on our next adventure? Yes, I have. A friend of mine, a fellow mage I studied with, has had a breakthrough in restoration, and well, she thinks she may have found a cure for the disease my mother had. Colette and I searched so hard, and now, after all this time, I'm not sure I can face those feelings again. The frustration, helplessness, and the grief. Yes, that's true. But her illness was so rare. No one had heard of it before. You would? That's so nice of you. You're a good friend. Thank you. Here's the note my friend sent me. Hello there. Hello there. Why yes, I am. You must be the new Archmage. It's an honor to meet you. And Duniel? She's here? That's great. Well, I suppose I should get this over with. Oh, it's just that I was always a bit jealous of her. She was so talented, and she didn't even seem to try. I am a much better alchemist than her, I can say that. But in light of my recent discovery, I felt I should put things right with her. Well, hello, Anduniel. It's been a while. Tatiana, how are you? Good enough, I suppose. Look, before we have any more small talk, I just need to say, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? I'm sorry for the way I treated you, giving you the cold shoulder, being unsympathetic of your loss, all that. I just couldn't get past my jealousy of you, of your talent with magic. It felt like an insult to my being a Breton. Only some types of magic. I could only master the basics of restoration, and not enough to save my mother. But I bear you no ill will. I got your letter. Good. I'm glad that's settled. Now to business.
Greetings, Archmage. Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
I have uncovered some clues about this disease afflicted by Aduniel's mother. There has actually been another incident, well, something very closely resembling it. The interesting part is that once the victim was moved to a near-freezing environment, she began to remiss. Yes, of course. Forgive me. I forget that not everyone who visits the college is a scholar. If you'd be so kind, please go fetch some things from my lab, a chamber down in the midden. Actually, yes, they weren't exactly conducted under the knowledge or approval of the college masters. However, I'll tell you, I took every precaution I could think of when it came to the patient's safety. Besides, the illness had brought her near to death, and she stood little chance either way. You'll need to pick up my notebook, where I kept my records during the treatment. Also, please bring back a hawk feather. I kept a small stash, just in case the patient crashed. They have strong restorative properties. Once you return, I'll brew a potent cure potion, and provide instructions on how to reproduce it. Well, I assumed Anduniel would want to take it back home, seeing as how the disease seems to thrive on heat. And Valen would, elsewhere. They're on the southern coast. It's warm down there. Else, I suppose you could distribute it to other healers around Skyrim. I'm sure they would be grateful. And do mention it came from me, won't you?
Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim.
Lived here until she cared for the patient, keeping warm with furs because she couldn't light fires. There was so much trouble. Was it purely a healer's compassion, or was she someone close to death? Come taste my food. You should have picked fights with me.
Now you're mine.
What a waste. I wonder who they were, and I wonder what's in their pocket. I'm not sure. They were horrible. That last one looked just like my mother.
Best pay visit to a shrine.
Can't they? No, you're right. I guess I'm just shaken up. Let's just get out of here. Hello there. Good evening. Thank you. I've been afraid to go down there lately. I hope you didn't find trouble. Oh dear. Well, I'm certainly glad you made it back safely. What were they like, these monsters? One was a chorus, then a horrible hagraven, and the last was an elf that looked like my mother. They were all cloaked in fire. I seem to remember, aren't you, pardon me, afraid of chorus? And hagravens, how do you feel about them? Well, I'm not exactly afraid of them, but I don't like them either. And the last, the one that looked like your mother, that must have represented guilt and sadness. I've heard of this kind of thing happening, though never heard of a documented case before. Your feelings of doubt, loss, and guilt must have manifested into real corporeal menaces. Incredible. Oh dear, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. But on the bright side, you faced your fears, and you beat them. Now that's something to crow about. Yeah. Good evening. I'm afraid so, yes. I have in my notes here that I used water from the Eldergleam Sanctuary. I'd forgotten about that. It is sacred water, blessed by the healing power of Kennereth. To cure the patient, I boiled an Eldergleam leaf and a hog feather in this water. I need you to go and get them for me, please. Thank you. I will wait here. When you return, I'll have the rest of the preparations ready. Here, you can collect water in this jug. Hello there. Wonderful, thank you. I'll add them to the mixtures I've already got simmering here. Should only take a moment. Oh, I mostly try to stay out of their way. I'm not a fan of confrontation. They all have their strengths and their shortcomings. Neria is insecure, Chisago's arrogant, Drevis is loony. Aldous is a decent chap though, amusing really. I do like his idea of a weather panel. We could do with some warmth here, gets bloody cold. It's done. I'll bottle it up for you to take to other healers. I'm sure they'll reward you for your troubles. And take these from me as well. I truly appreciate your help. Also for bringing Anduniel here. It was good to see her. Tatiana, do you think we could trade some spells? Teach each other some tricks? I think that would help us both. Yes, I'd like that. In fact, there's something I think you'll find useful. If you don't mind, I think I'll stay here with Tatiana, while you go take the cure to the healers. I'd like to ask her to teach me something. Why don't you come back for me when you're done?
You look ill. To a shrine.
You consider restoration of valor good. Not that it can make life difficult when one... Wonderful. Here, take this. I hope it's fair compensation.
Hello, friend. Thank you. Honor dictates something in return. I hope you find this pleasing.
May I help you, Art?
Good. You did a very good thing helping me. If you had seen that poor woman during her illness, and to imagine Andy's mother the same way, it was just heartbreaking. No wonder she felt so bad. But at least it's all behind us now. I hope the dead can rest in peace. Why don't you go talk to her? I think she's ready to join you again.
Lots of shrines around. You should go use one.
So you're now... How are you faring today? She taught me a spell that will cure diseases. She was able to use her alchemy skill along with the notes we found to create the spell. Now if one of us catches a disease, I can cure it. Then we wouldn't need bother with potions or shrines.
You look ill, friend.
Right.
Best pay visit to a shrine.